are there anything that we can't be grateful for that? So, and I invite you today, especially, these days we think about, special people in our life that we can be grateful for, and special events in our life that we are truly grateful for, right? And maybe, something within you that you are grateful for, maybe your talent or mental or physical part. So, can we spend a minute to reflect on what I'm truly grateful for? Let us take a minute to think about that, give that time, what I'm truly grateful for. Okay, I think we have enough time to remember. I would like to hear from you. Anybody would like to share with us what do you remember right now? It's different times maybe remember different things that we can be grateful for. Anyone would like to share?
Gratitude towards your parents first because of your upbringing, teaching us family values, educating us.
So you thought you remembered your parents. You remembered your
Yes,
parents. Okay,
yes.
yeah, definitely. And in fact, Buddha said that parents are the two people that we had to be deeply grateful, but we will never be able to repay their kindness. Yeah. Do you remember any specific incident? Like any specific moment that maybe your father or mother like give you important
My
lesson?
father used to advise us that he said, help others without expecting anything in return. And also, if you borrow something from somebody, return it in the same condition or in a better condition. And I
Okay.
can relate a story, what happened to me, and I was still a teenager, and the bicycle that I had was not very good. So one of my brother's friend, who was junior to me in school, uh, loaned me his brand new bicycle.
Those is
So after I
bicycle
went on the
is.
cycling trip, I came home, I washed it, I oiled it, and I polished all the surfaces with wax, and even the spokes. I used special silver polish and polish every spoke. And then I returned the bike, and he looked at the bike and said, "Is it the same bike I gave you?"
Wow.
I said, "Yes, but it looks brand new." And then subsequently, he said, "When are you going on your next cycling trip?"
I like to lend you.
He want another clean bike.
Yeah, thank you for sharing. That's the lesson that you learn from your parents.
From my parents.
Yeah.
Yes.
Is it a champion bike?
It's a Rolly bike.
Thank you. Anyone else remember?
We
Any?
should be grateful to the sun to give energy and life for everything on earth. Animals, human, plants, everything from the sun.
Yes. So that's what you remember. Yeah. Yes.
People what?
That's is that what you remembered?
Yeah.
Yeah. Definitely. Yeah. Nature. Yeah.
I'm thankful for my breathing. because right now what's going on in Gaza and Palestine, there's so much fear. I was watching the news,
Mm.
and a lot of people are dying. A lot of children are homeless. They don't have their parents. Some people have parents, some people don't. So when I was sitting and breathing, thinking that some people can't even breathe because they have so much fear. They have so much fear they can't even breathe properly.
So even simple gift of breath is something that we can be deeply grateful.
Because it's so safe to breathe where we're living right now.
Mm. Anyone else remember any specific incident that you are grateful for? Okay. Yes.
I'm just very grateful for my family as well, both and just those close to me in general. Whenever I just remember all of the debts to other people, how much they've helped me out, whether in big ways or little ways. Whether it is like was already said, my parents for helping me, giving me a good upbringing and giving me the opportunities they were able to give me, or someone like my brother who without him I wouldn't be able to be here living in Pittsburgh without his generosity of providing the two of us a place to live and work in his home, and also my partner Dominique, just for the amount of support and patience that she's had with me.
Yeah.
Whenever I prone to making a lot of mistakes and such. So I think that just having the other people in my life to be there to support me just out of their own generosity. Whenever I think about that, I just realize how much more content I am with my current situation, and then also realize the fact that just without, if any one of them had said no to me or wasn't willing to help out, then I wouldn't be able to kind of enjoy or lead the kind of life that I am right now. So.
Yeah. Thank you, Dominic, for sharing that. Yeah, definitely. Yeah. So it's such a nice thing to think about what we are grateful for, and then the more we feel, the more we think about it, it brings us happiness and joy. So that's the beauty of gratitude. Whenever you feel grateful, and that's the time that you feel joyful. So you cannot have gratitude and grief together. The moment we find some gratitude, something that we appreciate, that moment, any darkness, any disappointments, any feeling of grief is gone in our mind. So the easiest way to be happy is actually finding something to be grateful for. Yeah. Our challenge is actually how we can come to that state of the mind when we are going through tough times. That's our challenge, and when we are having a disappointment, so anger or loss, or this, and and how and then things are not really going smoothly, and how we can really find something to be grateful at that time. So that's our discussion today. What we can do. Does anybody is grateful for your car was broke down?
Never.
Does anybody is
Once
grateful?
I was.
Yes.
My battery died at a Pep Boys cart where you buy car parts. It died right in the parking lot. So I just had to walk in and buy a battery, and I was like, what a perfect place to leave your battery.
Yes. Yes. The reason that I asked that actually sometimes some adversaries, some, accidents, some, all kind of things happen to our life. But those moments can also bring something to our life that, that other situation may not bring. So we tend to look at those, moments like, our unsuccessful attempt, for example, I mean, in my own case, we're deeply grateful for our teachers who truly, train us and guide us. And I'm so fortunate to find best good teachers in my life, and they really have, helped me change my life. But when I think about different failures in my life, I think those failures also have somehow given us some wonderful things, right? And because that I didn't plan to come to US. That was not my plan. But my applications to other universities were not successful, right? And so thinking about that, and best example will be, Bante, that we are living in this space. I remember with Bante Mehta, myself, and many of us, Dr. Ranjani may remember, we went to whole different kinds of places to relocate ourselves. And we found two beautiful churches, very spacious two churches with big halls that we will be able to, move, and then somehow somehow these things didn't work. There are different reasons for different things, and we failed, to acquire in those, beautiful places. I was so disappointed at that time that we could not, buy those places. But then we came to, find this place. So now I'm grateful. Those transactions didn't work, those effort didn't work, and if that happened, we will never even, find a place like this, with this nice environment and everything. So therefore, we should begin to appreciate sometimes some challenges and difficulties in our life are also actually helping us in a number of ways. And mainly those difficulties actually help us to help us to remember things that we have taken for granted. So for example, breath is something that we have taken for granted. So sometimes most of our good things in our life, they have become normalized, and we have taken things for granted. We have no appreciation, nothing for that. So sometimes when we have to have some crisis for us to really deeply appreciate to see even the things have been like to appreciate everything that we have been taken for granted for many years, almost like in a sleep. And I can give you one simple example, when and there was a few weeks that I was by myself here. Bante Mehta was in Sri Lanka, and Bante Kamalas, his father, passed away, and he went back, and Bante Mehta quickly came back. But during that week, I cut my finger. Right? And so I cut my finger, and it was a small cut, but it's index finger. Right? So I had to cover it. And then I realized that actually without that finger, I cannot do many things. I cannot type an email. It was such a big thing to type. I used to type very fast. Now I cannot use that finger. It took long time. I cannot drive well. I cannot grab the steering wheel properly. Whenever I want to move anything, do anything, I start to feel I cannot do things as I used to do. And I start to appreciate how wonderful, but how precious is this finger. Right? And so it took me until my finger is cut for me to appreciate that. Right? So sometimes, so we may have similar experience in your life. Sometimes you may break your leg, and then you start to develop appreciation of the things that you have been taken for granted. So sometimes some adversaries, some those kind of challenges, actually, although they are bad in that sense, it be difficult, it's giving us discomfort, but it helps us to open our mind, and then start to like appreciate even simple things that we have been simply taken for granted. Anyone has similar experience or memory?
I
Yes.
have multiple sclerosis and I've got blind several times. So I appreciate eyesight.
Wow. Yeah.
So, yeah. So when you lose it, you're like, oh, it's really nice to be able to see properly.
Yeah. Exactly. Yes. So therefore, whenever we are going through those difficult times, just remember that, it's not necessarily bad. It's helping us to change our mind and expand the perspective. The next one is actually during difficult times and challenging times, we actually start to explore new things, and we start to explore our new skills. And if you think about your good times and bad times in your life, what do you think? Do you have what kind of, whether it's good time or bad times that help us to grow or help us to learn?
The bad times.
Hmm?
The bad times.
Yeah, most of the time, most of the important lessons maybe we have learned during our bad times. And sometimes we may have also developed some skills during our bad time, right? So second benefit, second good thing about bad time, I'm just telling you how good are the bad times. That's basically what I'm saying. So one good thing is actually it helps us to expand our perspective. We start to like realize things that we have taken for granted and have deep appreciation. The second one is actually bad times are demanding us to change, demanding us to explore, demanding us to develop some skill. Yeah, for example, let's say maybe some of your utilities broke down at home, and what utility they usually break down? Maybe your dishwasher. Yeah. Which one?
Oh, I was thinking utilities. We had, when I was on vacation this summer, I had a week off work and we had plans to, relax around the house and cook all these meals and everything. And that was the June week that the bad thunderstorms came through and it got like 100 degrees and we didn't have power for 4 days during the 100-degree weather. So it was very much like trying to learn to, we had to force to slow down and kind of, appreciate that my parents had given us their old deck furniture and we could go lay on the deck and get under the breeze and just, read a book. I probably would not have read a book on vacation, and I read a whole book in 4 days. So.
Oh, yeah. So you read the books too, right? Yes, definitely. So during those bad times, yes, we explore new things and we learn and we grow. And then and I was just thinking about think about COVID. During COVID time, it was such a difficult time for us, right? And of course, many of our travels were restricted, and we all were in fear until vaccine was discovered. But that time also gave us other opportunities, other chances to grow. Does anyone grow a new skill during COVID period? Does anyone, finish the book that they have been waiting to read? Yes, you did that. Yeah.
No, there was it was a need to do the work online. I mean Zoom and all that. So I had to do a complete evaluation of a country program online,
Yeah.
connecting with the field and everything. So I visited that country
Yeah.
from home.
From home, yeah.
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 So that was a new thing that I
Learn, yeah. Exactly. And during, actually, Bhante, you remember that during COVID period, we experimented with different online, facility, online, options to serve the community. Before COVID, we already had some kind of live streaming, but it was not that, good. But coming out of the COVID, we are fully online. Even now, right now, many people are joining our program here.
I could develop some technology, some knowledge of technology,
Yes.
wiring and everything.
Yeah, he's self-taught. A lot of skills during that time. So yeah, I don't know whether anyone developed their cooking skills.
We were working from home.
Yeah, you got the opportunity. Yeah,
Yes, working
and
from
even continues even right now, right? Yeah.
Not every day now, but
Now, yeah.
yeah.
Yes.
Still doing.
Yes. And so sometimes those difficulties, challenges is helping us to grow. And I think that's the one famous example. Do you remember that bird who cannot fly? A bird. There was a bird that was captured, that was gifted to a king, and he took care of that bird so well. He hand fed that bird and taking care of everything really well. So you're too pampered in the palace. But as a small bird growing up, and king really wanted this bird to fly. So somehow whenever he tried to make him fly, he cannot fly. So therefore, he was so frustrated that this beautiful, nice-looking bird, he cannot fly. What is the use of a bird who cannot fly? Right? So he really wanted this bird to fly. So he made an announcement: "Is that if there's anyone who can teach my bird to how to fly, I'll give him 100 gold coins." So many actually. The people who are good in training animals, they came and they tried to give him grapes and fruits and try to teach him to fly, but many failed. So the king getting so disappointed again and again. And one day there was one simple villager and came and say, I can teach him to fly. And the king didn't really believe him because so many other experts have tried earlier. But there's no other choice. Okay, then he told me, okay, train him. And then king was busy with other things. And after after few hours, why are you laughing? Yes. And so when king was in his room, he saw in the window that blood was flying from here and there. He was so happy and came down and wanted to ask that person, how did you teach him to fly? He said, oh, I just did a simple thing. And he asked, what did you do? Oh, yeah. I brought him to a tree, and I kept him in a branch, and then I simply cut the branch. when bird was falling down, so you have to find a way to somehow survive, right? So this bird has been too pampered. He has never given a challenge. He didn't know that he can actually fly. He has never used his wings like that. When he was falling down, when he was trying to survive, he realized that I can fly. And then he started to fly. So that's how that bird learned how to fly. So of course it's not a nice way of teaching. but so sometime that bird learned that he has this capacity to fly when he had that accident, a purposeful accident. So sometimes there are some talents within us that has never come out because we have not given enough challenge. And of course, we want a smooth life, definitely, peaceful, happy life. But sometimes we come across with very big crisis, big changes, big, unexpected, changes in our life. And those moments really put us into test and really help us to bring something hidden in us out and be someone that we never been before. Just like this, bird learn to fly. There can be so many talents hidden within us. It's a harsh way to learn, but if we have that kind of crisis, and then maybe we have to learn what I can learn from this. What are the skills that I can hone in this situation? So that's the second benefit actually we'll get. It's a really a learning opportunity for us to
It's
learn.
the need is the mother of all creation.
Yes, exactly. The need is the mother of all creation, right? So, so if you have a need to fly, you will find a way to do it, right? Yeah.
I think that might be why medical training is so tough, like for physicians.
Okay.
Like why they give you a hard schedule to follow, lots of patients, heavy call schedule and all that, long hours to work, and teachers who sometimes break you and all that.
Mm.
But it's supposed to kind of make you really good.
I mean, when you give you a lot of workload.
Right.
Oh,
It makes you, it's supposed to ultimately make you better as a physician.
Better physicians. Okay. So they purposely give you more work to do. Right?
Yeah.
Maybe teach you how to handle stress.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. But yeah. Yeah, I think definitely. Yeah. Maybe that's a part of the training, right? Part of the training. Yeah.
You'll end up burned out.
But
You'll burn out.
you have to be careful.
Depends on how you handle it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So similarly, there's also another story about two garden. These neighbors, had the same plants, so they start to grow those plants in the garden, and one was a retired person, so he had all the time to attend to this garden. He watered it, took care of it really well. Every day he watered it. And the other neighbor was a working person. He's a busy person, so he didn't get a chance to water the plant all the time. But he took care of it. He only watered once a week or two. And then so both plants are growing. But the plant or the retired person is growing really well. Very coming out, but the other plant was not really coming out, but they were surviving. And then there was a storm. And many trees were fallen, and all the other neighbors came to see, because they had these two beautiful gardens. They were giving so much time, so they came and to see that. And to their surprise, the garden, that all this retired person were having taken care of so much, many of the plants in that garden has been uprooted because of that storm. Then they went to other garden, which was taken care of by the person who's was busy. To their surprise, many of those plants were not uprooted. What do you think?
Deeper.
Hmm?
The roots go deeper, searching for more water if you don't water them all the time.
Exactly.
So they end up stronger.
Yes, exactly. Thank you for pointing that out. Yes, the plant that doesn't get much water was looking for water, and their roots are so underneath and so in depth, so they are so grounded, so the storm could not uproot them out. So sometimes our pain, our crisis, our challenges are helping us to put our roots so down. And resilience, yes, develop resilience. So we should start being thankful for those challenges and difficulties, because they have helped us to be strong people, right, Bhante? Otherwise, if everything was smooth from beginning all the way to end of the life, throughout the life, we may not grow our personality, we will not be really matured, we will not have other skills, and therefore I think that I have given enough reason for you to be grateful to your bad times. Yeah, what do you think about Bhante? Yeah.
I just thought to share two ideas. One is about from the Buddha's biography, and the biography of the Buddha, and we are well aware. I just want to bring that matter here, that it is referring to the Buddha's 12th rain retreat.
12th rain retreat.
12th rain retreat at we call where a Brahmin invited him to stay
3 months.
3 months.
Just
and
like
then,
you did us.
Previous time. And then he forgot to bring, treat him, carefully care him. and therefore Buddha had to find a way how to survive. Food was not given. The Brahmin forgotten everything.
Wow.
And
Not like our devotees.
no. I know, I just referring this to, right? And then actually the monks were starving.
Yeah.
And then what happened actually, even people were starving because there was a famine. And then no one was caring. So then, I'm just summarizing story.
Yeah.
And then some of the horse keepers, horse keepers, we have horse here.
Yeah.
And then they decided to offer some type of millet that are given for the horse. People don't eat it, but this time the horse keepers decided to offer it to monks also, and then Buddha also. Then Buddha had to eat the food that was given for the horse. And
So
Buddha,
he ate horse food.
yeah, Buddha and the monks ate horse food. And then actually Venerable Moggallana, one of the very skillful monk, you may have heard.
He got psychic powers.
Psychic powers. He appeared and he invited. He came with one kind of suggestion, the proposal. That proposal was, okay, I can settle this issue. I can provide food for everyone, not only the monks, every citizen around here. And then I can turn over the earth and bring the food that were down the earth, right? And that was his suggestion. And did you get the point? And he got, I can turn over the earth. And then Buddha,
food is underneath.
Food is underneath. Then Buddha asks, okay, what's going to happen to the beings who are in there? And then he says, okay, I will make my one palm into the size of earth, right? And then I take all the beings into that hand. And then I take that food and we can distribute among everyone.
And then put those beings back.
Beings back. And then Buddha said, don't think that the beings get confused. And the way they are thinking will be, very much changed. It will not be very comfortable for them. Therefore, don't think that. Now the problem is, I am just telling that difficult times, right? Tough times. And then how to be grateful and how to keep our practice and how to keep our good qualities. And then Buddha says no. Then Venerable Moggallana did not disappointed. And he thought, okay, there's another way. Let's go away. And there are another areas where we can find food easily. We go there. Then Buddha says no. Why? This person we gave a promise to this person, the Brahmin, we will stay there. And now he has forgotten it. It is not something bad of him. He has forgotten it. And therefore we will stay here. We just can manage with that horse food and we will live here. And the example is actually, there are bad times even for the Buddha, right? Even for the Buddha. On the other hand, the qualities, right? And most of the good qualities and positive qualities had to be more practiced in this bad time. And that is why Buddha was not ignoring even the beings who were underneath of the earth. Even Buddha did not leave the people who around, right? Who allowed him, invited him, but he forgot. But what happened actually, we all know the story. All the monks, we know that the inviter was, the Brahmin was deceived by evil one, right?
Yeah.
Mara in Buddhist concept, and not to consider about the Buddha. Even the people forgot. It means sometimes we miss everything. And still, what we are supposed to receive in difficult time means, again, we have to keep our qualities, progressive and more update and more like that's the example I just
yes,
mentioned.
actually Buddha really wanted that period for monks to learn patience. So instead of like avoiding that place, going to a different place, he said, okay, let's stay here. This is the time that we can develop our patience and learn how to be with whatever conditions that are presented to us.
Yeah.
So, and of course, the usual 3 months rainy period is a period for us to have more training, right? Okay, we got a chance to train. Eat horse food and practice your meditation. And don't worry about, the delicious food or whatever other food. This is the time to be trained.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Again, the Buddha was concerned about the inviter also. If they left,
Yes.
the inviter, because he did not intend not to give food. He wanted, but he forgotten or something happened to him. And
Maybe because of the famine happening.
And he was deceived by the Mara according to the story. That means simply what happened, he has forgotten and he was not caring. But still Buddha was, kind to him, compassionate towards him. And difficult time, that means we have more duty, more, weight is on us again.
Yes.
That one is story.
Yeah.
Then I would like to ask a simple question about okay, is gratitude a feeling or something to express, and only verbal expression or physical, and how we can express it, right? Okay, we have gratitude everyone suggested, okay, regarding the kids there who are suffering in the war-torn areas and by parents. And in addition to having this good attitude, I think the expression of it, right, verbally, physically, different way, again, maintaining it even in difficult time is the most challenging, but I think possible. That the example I think Buddha is giving. I can remind one teaching Buddha gave again. What Buddha says, I do not expect anything from my disciples. Any disciple is not for me. Then many disciples say, okay, you are a teacher and we have to respect you and all that kind of thing. Buddha say, I don't expect anything like you suggested. I don't expect anything from you. You are not for me. You are for you. That is the highest level, I think, right? But in the mundane level, okay, we have to care, we have to show, we have to express ourselves, right? Our gratitude, right?
Yeah. But you are suggesting that, so we should pay gratitude to others, but when we help others, we should not expect anything.
Yeah. That's like a narrative, right? One narrative, story.
Bhante, the question that you asked, whether to be gratitude is a feeling or expression, or maybe an action, right? Maybe I can remember
maybe
Bhante, the last Thanksgiving Day, Bhante talk about the 3 steps to be grateful of gratitude, right? Especially in the Buddhist, how Buddha explained is that Buddha used 2 words, Bhante, right? To denote gratitude, to signify gratefulness. In Pali language, 2 words. There is one thing is katanyu and katavedi. Some slight difference there, right? But the katanyu means one who knows somebody did something for me. He knows. He had the knowledge.
Yeah, remembering.
Yeah. So then katavedi, he feel. Right? But
then appreciation.
Yeah. Then maybe the next step may be in action. One can do something in return. Last Thanksgiving Day.
Yes, I'm happy that you remember my talks. I could have repeated the same talk here. They will not remember. The 3 levels of gratitude, right? Knowing it and feeling it and expressing it. Yes, thank you. Okay, so I think maybe it should give us more courage. Next time, whenever we are in a crisis, in a difficulty, and just remember that, okay, this is hard, I have to find a way to come out of this, but although this is hard and this is painful, there's always something for me to learn, something for me to grow, and something good in here. Just remember that. That will help you to move through. I mean, and I had a lot of good things from really bad situations, and I think, yes. I will share one. You can also share. And Abhante, remember, I had a really big accident means, like 2 years ago, I think, when I used to go to Philadelphia every week, for my study there. So one day I went with Bhante Buddhadatta, from Bhante from Cleveland. So he wanted to visit, Philadelphia. So I went with him, and so on our way back, we took Greyhound bus. So we took Greyhound bus. So we come with our bags, and so there was a tea break. No tea break. What do you call? In a service plaza, the Greyhound bus stopped for a break. Okay, so everyone can get down and have some meal. So so we both get down, and we bought coffee, and so we sit down. We had a chit chat. When we were having chit chat, I suddenly saw that the bus that we came is moving, and the driver said that 15 minutes. Driver said 15 minutes, and so I feel like even 10 minutes has not gone. Then I saw the bus is moving, and then we ran out from the service plaza. The bus is going, and our computer, our bus, and even our passports, everything's in the bus. Okay, now, fortunately, I had my phone, telephone. And now the bus is going. I can see the bus is moving fast. And what we can do, right? You are here, nothing to do. I was first thing I thought, okay, somehow we have to catch that bus because all the things are there, and so I think those Greyhound bus, they are very strict. They don't really wait for others. They just say and they go. Maybe because our chit chat, we have somehow forget the time. Because I have traveled many times. I haven't experienced that only with I was traveling with Bhante Buddhadatta. It happened. So we had to find a way, and then I was thinking maybe I will try to find an Uber. I know that because the next stop from that place is Harrisburg. So I thought maybe if I find a way to somehow go to the Harrisburg, bus station, I'll be able to at least, get our bags or maybe get into the bus. So I tried to use the app, and then that is like nowhere. Like there's no city in that, middle of the turnpike, no Uber, nothing. Just searching now what to do. So the only way. So now I have to be very humble, and then ask help from the strangers. That's the only way, right? So I developed my courage. And so I went to a couple who was about I say this happened to us and bus went and it's okay, you wait for the next bus, but next bus will be like in a few hours, but that bus will be gone, so no hope. So I was just trying to tell people that what I really want is to go to Harrisburg. And there's one guy actually came out and he's smiling with us, but he was hurried. Maybe he want to go to the restroom. So I did not disturb him. So when he come back, we waited. Now it's about, the 20 minutes has passed. Bus is going. And then when that guy came back, I approached him. I told him this is what happened. And, if he can really go to and I asked, he's also going that direction. And he said, I'm going west. I said, okay, I really appreciate if you can help us to get into, the Harrisburg bus station. We have to go there before the bus reaches there. And he said, don't worry, you got a driver from New York. He's coming from New York. And he was so excited that he met monks. So then, as he was really helpful, so asked us to get into the car. Now he's driving. He was driving like 100 miles. He's driving, and he was so excited. And then he really wanted, tell his friends that he met monks. And on the top of that, he was driving like 100 miles per hour. He wanted to take selfie with monks. It was such an adventure. And so he was driving so fast. And then, so then we actually managed to get into, so I get the exit.
and now there's a traffic. So there's traffic in the end before go to the bus station, and suddenly he was trying, and then this guy actually turned the car into the passenger work. You know, the passenger sidewalk. He turned into sidewalk and moved the car. Yeah, because he really wanted to help us. That was his goal. Because if the bus missed, you know, then we know what to think.
Still behind you. It's in the station yet.
No, actually no. Even the because
Driving 100.
yes, but it by that time it may be 30 minutes past, you know. So so somehow actually when we managed to get to the station, then we saw bus is there. Bus is there, and I really wanted to thank him. I said I really like to even give you some money for the gas and everything. And then asked, actually, where are you going? He said, oh, I'm going to some city in the rest by meeting my friend. It start with some kind of M. I say, are you going to Monroeville? Said, oh yes, that's where my friend is living. I told him, then why don't we travel together? Now we are going to do the bus. He said, oh yes, I love to travel with you. So he waited for us and we went to the bus, took all our valuables, our bags and computer, everything from the bus and get in this car again. And we drove all the way to Monroeville, and he was telling me he's coming to do a recording. His friend's house has turned into a recording studio. And he said that, how wonderful if you can record some chanting for us. And now we are talking about recording chanting. And then we travel all the way to Monroeville. And then he told the friend what happened. And then I say, no, I mean, because that time we had to go to a Katina ceremony in Detroit the next day. And the DK Damita has arrived in the temple to travel with us. So I called the Damita, please come to Monroeville to pick us. We are coming to Pittsburgh. So then we went to the studio, the home studio. We did the recording of chanting. Wow. And then, so of course, you know, then Damita came to, brought us here. And so it was really a crisis and a challenge, but somehow it turned out to be such a great thing. And we have a good friend from New York now. And we did some recording, and he had a podcast. And then he, you know, he used our chanting to, stream in the podcast. So I don't think that every crisis will end up like that. But whenever because of that, whenever I'm in a crisis, let's say our car broke down or whatever, I know that it's difficult, it's challenging, painful, but I always believe that there's something that I can learn or something good in this here. So we just have to look for it and develop courage to go through it. Yeah, we could have lost all my computer, all my writing, everything. We never know, because the bus will come to Pittsburgh and it's going to Cleveland. We never know. There's no one to take our bags back. So it will be lost, yeah. And Bhante Buddhadatta's passport and everything was there. It was really risky. It was really, really anxious, but somehow. So during that time, actually, we become humble to ask help. And also people also get opportunity to help us. And then we give us an opportunity to make new relationships. So bad times are not always so bad in that sense.
Do you remember the name of the artist? Or did you meet with Ozzy Osbourne?
You mean?
Do you remember the name of the artist that drove Manic?
Yes. His name was Chris. Yeah, he has a YouTube channel. It's called King. I forget now. I can show you. It's called King something. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. It's his YouTube channel. Yeah.
We give him some gratitude.
Yes. Okay. Any questions or sharings?
I think one issue, one area that we have to think about how we are going to link this into our core teachings and the practice, the gratitude. And for example, when we come to the basic teaching like dependent coordination or the interconnectedness, and again the karma. And this gratitude is not only for existential at the moment. On the other hand, it is related to our long time cultivation. Maybe your aspiration to become Arahant or the Buddha or Bodhisattva, again, very good human being, but still this practice and attitude is more connected with even the teaching, right? And long-term practice too.
Exactly. I think, Bhante, yes, you are correct, Bhante. Gratitude is not only something like feel like overcome our sadness or difficulty at that moment, because more we feel grateful, more we realize that how much we have been helped by others and how we are deeply connected to others. So in that way, Bhante, that's the best way to like overcome our ego. That's the root of all problems and suffering, right? So like imagining a self-existing I. That's how we all envision ourselves to be like, somehow special I. But the gratitude, our paying attention to help we receive from others can help us to see how interconnected we are, how whatever existence I'm having is continuously supported by so many other conditions. So I'm simply a result of many other things. So the I is actually a result of many things that is not I. So when you have deep realization, you lose the grasp of the self or identity, and we become
Then we can he suggested we have to be gratitude to the sun, water, and the road, everyone who constructed this road, and everything, right?
Everything, yeah.
I can remind one story. Today will be a storytelling day, right? Now it is actually a real story. And in one of the Sri Lankan monks who were living in rural area, very old monk, when I went to that temple was getting wet. He was, temple was not very protected from the rain. And roof was somewhat cracked, crack, and the water was leaking. And then I asked that because he was doing so many works of the village. Entire village is, religious work is carried by the monk in Sri Lanka, so many works, morning, afternoon, like all the day monks are going to rituals, treatment, so many things. But I asked that monk, and why don't you tell villagers to prepare this roof? Right? Prepare means that, adjust it or make it, right? Prepare. Then he says, how can I say it? Because people have more difficulties than this. And if I tell them to repair it, and then they will do it, however, but they have so many other things to do, primary, necessary things. Therefore, this is a simple thing. That he knows that people are caring him. He is also caring people.
But he knows that if he asks people definitely do it for him, but still
he does not say it. He does not,
request
inform us. I mean, like he has a lot of gratitude for the people who are caring him. I mean, there are so many stories. You also have so many things like that. That means we are caring and we have so much gratitude. Therefore, we are talking to improve that, right? Enhance it, and as a quality and as a part of our long-term practice.
So definitely, it can help us to grow many other such qualities too. Right?
Isn't it receiving gratitude from the other inflate our ego? Or are we doing it in order to get this inflation of our ego? Or are we doing it for just to do good without expecting any gratitude from another?
Yeah. So that's what it's our choice, how we want to do it, right? So if we definitely do it expecting, some kind of, return or even like appreciation, we'll be definitely disappointed because, we will not really receive. And of course, it doesn't mean that people are ungrateful, but, but we don't get the kind of acknowledgement as we expected. So I think, if we simply do it as a way of helping, and if people acknowledge it, that's okay. If not, that's also okay. That will be the best thing, right? Yeah. That is why even Buddha himself said that, I don't, expect
right? In any from his own disciples too. Anything? Okay, so I hope that next time when your car broke down, I hope that
you will find a driver like you, right?
Oh, yeah. Or next time when you lost your cell phone, yeah, it's a good opportunity. There should be something good. Something will grow in you. So don't be so upset about that. You have to find a way to solve it, but don't be very upset because there's always something good in
Couldn't
it.
you ask the station themselves, call them, tell them to stop the bus because some of the passengers not on yet? Why don't
Yeah,
why did you go
actually,
to
yeah,
regular people just
yeah,
to
definitely. I was
station?
thinking
It's
about
always-
that too, but when you call Greyhound, it will take, like wait, all the computers. I mean, there are no humans, you have to wait in lines. I may have to be in the phone, next 1 hour.
But you are at the station.
No, I was in Service Plaza, not in the station. I was in the middle of the street, not in the bus.
The rest area.
Yeah, rest area. Yeah.
Now we have to ask Bante what capacity he developed by that experience, whether practicing humbleness,
Humility,
or whether chit-chatting more, right?
More mindfulness of the time.
And it seems now there are no accidents either. It was meant for you to meet this guy.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
It makes me feel comfort that even on bad times there's another path or another.
Yes.
Angels appear, right?
Yeah.
And support.
Yes.
But there are some very bad times we never find angels.
Talk about that.
I Bante may have experience, don't say that.
Yeah, most of the time, Bandi, somehow it turned out to be, something, something positive. Yeah, most of the time.
In my case, I have negative souls. When I was in Singapore for some time, actually, there was a time where bogus monks was, banned from Singapore because there were some
fake monks traveling in,
and they were going around.
They were begging money
for money, and then government banned all the monks, and then people, got scared even when they see a monk on the street. And then on that time, actually, I have been traveling with some of the visitor monks from Sri Lanka. And I lost road in Singapore, and I asked when I approach one person, okay, tell me the road. No, don't come. I approached around 15 people. They never allow me even to tell, okay, what is my requirement is. They thought I am coming to beg money. And if they talk to me, they are scared the government will punish them.
Oh.
Right? Yeah. And they are, no. When I just tell them, okay, no. Then I myself found a way.
So you develop the skill to you see the map and then find the place for yourself.
I mean, people are innocent, right? And they are not wrong, and they are scared law. Right? And that means still I am grateful for them because I am not angry with them. I know what happened. Some bogus monk or the fake monks had done something wrong.
Yeah. Okay, so we will conclude with a short gratitude meditation, as a way of trying to feel it. So I invite you to maybe stand up for a moment if you feel, tired or painful in your legs. Stand up for a moment. Let us adjust our feet a little bit apart. So try to distribute our weight even to our both feet. Relax your hands and take a moment to feel the balance of the posture. Feeling the weight in our both feet. And with this awareness of the body, let us develop deep gratitude for this body
for this ability to stand firm. Deeply feel grateful to all the parts of the body that are working right now, allowing us to live this precious life. All the organs in this body and many systems of this body are working for us day and night. And even right now, our heart is beating. And even right now, our lungs are absorbing the air from the environment. And so many things happening here. But I deeply feel grateful for this wonderful organism that sustains our life. With this awareness of the body, with deep gratitude for everything else around us who support this body. Even the food that we have taken today is energizing this body. Many people have contributed and brought those food for us. And let us deeply feel grateful to everyone who fed us today with their love and kindness. Similarly, let us also think about the air we are breathing in, the environment, the nature, the plants, the trees, forests that gave this breath to us. We may be breathing the air that is coming from these forests, mountains. Deeply feel grateful for the air and for everything else that supports this body. So with this awareness of the body, we will now slowly sit down for seated meditation. So we will do a short meditation. With this deep gratitude to this body and everything that supports this body, we will expand our gratitude, our genuine recognition of all the help, supports we receive from many others. Deeply accepting, acknowledging, and deeply appreciating the continuous help we receive from all others. We'll start with our parents, our caretakers, who has given so much of their time in their life for us. And expanding that to our immediate family members, who has given so much care and love for us. Repeat these words, these phrases in your mind. I'm deeply grateful. I'm deeply thankful to them.
Let us expand this gratitude to all our great teachers in our life, starting from our early childhood. All the inspiring teachers that we have met in our life, who had such a great hope for us, who was genuinely rejoicing our success and progress. Let us deeply feel grateful to all the teachers in our life. The formal teachers as well as informal teachers. I'm deeply grateful. I'm deeply thankful to all of them. Let us expand this gratitude to all our beloved friends throughout our life. We had wonderful friends in different times in our lives. The friends who have inspired us so much, who was there for us when we were having difficult times. Think about all the good friends you had in your life. I'm deeply grateful. I'm deeply thankful to all of them. Let us expand this gratitude to larger community. So many people doing so many essential services throughout the country and the world are helping us so much. People who make sure that we have the uninterrupted services like electricity, the heating, the online facilities. There are so many people working behind to make sure that these services are continuous, uninterrupted. Let us deeply feel grateful to all these essential workers. I'm deeply grateful. I'm deeply thankful to all of them. Let us expand this wish beyond people to all other beings, all animals, and all plants that have helped us in our life. So many animals help the whole cycle of biodiversity. Many animals have done so much things for our food supply to be continuous, including bees and butterflies and so many other beings. We are so indebted to all these animals and all the plants who are giving us food, nourishments continuously. I'm so grateful. I'm so thankful to all those beings. Let us keep expanding our gratitude far and wide to feel grateful to the sunlight, to the clouds, to the stars, to everything. The vast universe is continuously helping us to survive. Keep radiating this deep gratitude, this deep thankfulness to the whole nature, to the vast universe. I'm so thankful. I'm so grateful. I'm so thankful. I'm so grateful. I'm so thankful. I'm so grateful. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Mahakaruniko nato hitaya sabbhapaninam puretva parami sabbhapanto sambodhi muttamang etena sancha vajjena hotu te jaya mangalang jayanto bodhiyamule sankyanam Nandi Vandano Evang Tuihang Jayo Tu Jayasansu Jaya Mangalang Sankatva Buddharatanang Osadang Uttamang Varang Hitam Deva Manussansanam Buddha Tejena Sotinti Nanas Santu Padeva Sabbi Banka Upasamintu Te Sankatva Dhamma
ratanam osadam uttamam varang parilahopasamanang dhamma tejena sottina nasantu pandava sabbe vayavupasamintu te sankatva sangharatanam osadam uttamam varang ahuniyam pahuniyam sanghate jena sottina nasantu pandava sabbe vayoga upasamintu te yang kinti ratanam loke vinyati vividha putu ratanam buddha samang nanti tasma sotti bhavantu te yang kinti ratanam vinyati vividha putu ratanam dhamma samang nanti tasma sotti bhavantu te yang kinci ratanam loke vinyati vividha putu ratanam sangha samang nanti tasma sotti bhavantu te nanti mi saranam anyam buddho mi saranam varang etena sanca vajjena sotu te jaya mangalang nanti mi saranam anyam dhammo mi saranam varang etena sanca vajjena hotu te jaya mangalang nanti mi saranam anyam dhammo mi saranam varang etena sanca vajjena hotu te jaya mangalang sabbetiyo vivajjantu sabbarogo vinasatu mate bhavantantarayo sukhi digayuko bhavatu sabba mangalang rakkantu sabba devata sabba buddhanubhavena sada sonti bhavantu te bhavatu sabba mangalang rakkantu sabba devata sabba dhammanubhavena sada sonti bhavantu te bhavatu sabba mangalang rakkantu sabba devata sabba sanghanubhavena sada sonti bhavantu te. Thank you everyone for being part of this our Thanksgiving gathering. So we can come to have a blessing stream if you like to have one. And thank you those who join our YouTube. We really appreciate that. We have also comment, right? So I'm thankful to the temple. Yeah, thank you for your recognition. And we look forward to see you again in our next meditation session on Wednesday. Okay, thank you. Please come to have blessing stream.